February 8th is a very important day because on February 8th is when Somalia is going to hold democratic elections. They've been holding elections every 4 years since 2000. They've had 5 successful elections. And here we're going to have another election February 8th. Now, Somalia has the notable distinction of being the first democratically elected nation in Africa, the first nation in Africa to have a democratically elected president who peacefully transferred power. So there is democracy, there is an election, you had an elected president, and then once they were voted down or they come to the end of their term limit, Somalia was the first nation to do that, to have a peaceful transfer of power. And since all that shit with the MAGA psychos and the coup d'etat on, Washington, D.C., which isn't even a state, nor is Puerto Rico or Guam or all the Faroe Islands. Is that our, do we have the Faroe Islands? Is that ours? Somalia is also, like I said, had peaceful transfers of power every 4 years. So the elections of Somalia are kind of like America's. They're not direct democracy. They're indirect elections. So their electoral college is a little different than our electoral college, but neither America nor Somalia respects one person, one vote for the citizens. And really, that's how Somalia's elections should be, is that everybody votes on the president. But instead, they have a kind of a complicated scheme, just like, so their electoral, just like the America. So just like, let's see, so Somalia's electoral college, they have, let's see, they got senators and they got members of parliament, right? So those are the people that pick the president. So essentially their Congress picks the president, which is what the Electoral College, the original design was not to have the American people vote on the president whatsoever, just have the Congress pick the president. So the Somalis are doing, exactly what America did or is still doing today, in a roundabout way. So Congress picks the president in Somalia just like, the founders of America wanted. So not the people, that's a big problem. Somalia, Colorado, everybody needs instant runoff voting. If we were going to have fair elections, we need instant runoff voting. Now, we need a fair democracy. Without a fair democracy, fundamentally it's all out of whack. None of it's fair. It's all bullshit. It's also more civil. I'm trying to create a civil society out here, and a little civilization is needed. So Somalia, let's talk a little bit about what is Somalia. Somalia is a country in Africa. Somalia has a lot of starving people, a lot of poor, starving folks, which there have been a lot of programs give money. They're coming out of Ethiopia and they're coming out of Somalia. Bill Clinton had invaded, I want to say Papa Bush invaded, actually, Somalia, and Bill Clinton carried the war on, and then it became disastrous, and then he pulled out. So he withdrew, right? Black Hawk down, Mogadishu, Dan Rather, and all that. So we need to stay the fuck up out of Somalia. Stay out of Somalia. So Donald Trump, as despicable as that piece of shit was, did something decent right at the very end. They planned for a withdrawal of Somali troops on January 15th. And they're able to get it. So we withdrew the troops out of Somalia. And that's, let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. We've got out of a war. That's fantastic. Joe Biden doesn't need to restart another war, right? He's in Syria again. Now, I'm not even for sure if Al-Shabaab if they're the bad guys. I heard that they're small business owners. And then maybe just the imperialism radicalized them. They're Al-Qaeda, but they're not ISIS. So the United States government is on the side of Syria, is on the side of ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Syria and Yemen. So in Yemen, the United States government is on the side of Al-Qaeda, the ones that perpetuated 9/11. And then also in Syria, the United States government is on the side of Al-Qaeda and ISIS. These are the people that either they were the ones that perpetuated 9/11 or they filled the vacuum. They're the brand new terrorists who's going to fill the vacuum for when Al-Qaeda was gone. So we got to quit pretending that this is actually a war on terror. This is a war of empire and conquest. We're not the good policemen of the world. We suck at being the policemen of the world. Look at Myanmar. They had a genocide. I want to feel bad about the coup, but they had a fucking genocide going on there. So, hell, a coup d'etat might actually make it better. So, yeah. Let's get out of all the wars, but specifically get out of Venezuela, get out of Palestine, get out of Yemen, get out of Somalia, and get out of Cameroon. Okay? America, we do not need to be in these wars, in these 5 nations whatsoever. We're in 27 wars. Let's just stop these 5 wars. Can we stop these 5 wars, America? We've ended the war in Somalia, so one of the wars that I was wanting to end has already ended. We're doing airstrikes, but that was Donald. So Donald actually gets out January 15th. We had 700 troops. So America pulls our 700 troops out. We withdrew. And then January 18th and 19th, you had airstrikes. So what kind of fucking withdrawal is this? So the troops got out. They went, to different military bases in Djibouti and Kenya, Ethiopia. And so we got out of, Somalia, but apparently we're allowed to do airstrikes, but we just don't have boots on the ground anymore. But you know what? That's the right direction. Get the boots, out of the, we don't need to be in Somalia. We don't need to be in any of these wars. We're wasting all of our treasure. This nation's been against socialism, so it's been against the people. It's kind of a nation that would not give a shit about the health of its own people. Probably wouldn't even get Medicare for all. Probably wouldn't even do universal health care for all of its people. Socialism means you're for the people. So if you didn't know that, then my God, how upside down and backwards have you been? America. So, we need to get out of the war. We're already, out of Somalia. They're having these elections. I think the elections would be a good way for them to consolidate their power, have good conversations. The last thing I'll mention, because I got a lot of information here, but last thing I want to mention is Somalia, vote for Omar Fiki. I don't know anything about any of these candidates, but Omar Fiki, it sounds nice. Hey, who's the president of Somalia? Omar Fiki. Omar Fiki, that'll ring through the ages. There's also Ali Care. I like Ali Care, because, hey, Ali cares, right? Ali cares. But there's the incumbent. The conservatives are going to vote for Mohamed Farmajo. So look for Farmajo basically to win. But my general inclination is to throw out the incumbents because they're in a position of power. Did you change things? Everything's still, shitty? Well, then you need to leave. You need to get out. And I think that would actually be a better consolidation of the democracy and elections to kick out the president, get a brand new one in there, and have another peaceful, transfer of power. Somalia has been able to do it for the last 5 elections since 2000, and they were the first ones to do it in all of Africa in 1967. Aden Abdoulaye Osman. So Aden Abdoulaye Osman was the first president in Africa to peacefully step down. I didn't win the election, therefore I'm not the president anymore. The people have spoken. So there you go, Somalia. Make sure you go out and vote February 8th for Omar Fiki, or whoever you think is the most progressive candidate. Peace.